The airfield is damp. A persistent, bone-chilling mist clings to the tarmac, the kind that makes tire engineers nervous and V12 owners even more so. In the left lane sits a dark green monster that looks like a stealth fighter parked on a runway. It is the Lamborghini Revuelto. It is the 560,000 pounds, 1,015 horsepower crown jewel of Santa Gata Bolognese, a V12 hybrid screaming swan song to an era of pure, unadulterated excess. In the right lane, painted in a striking, almost playful blue Glauco, sits its little brother. The new kid. The 260,000-pound replacement for the Huracan. The Temerario. On paper, this isn't a race, it is an execution. The Revuelto is the undisputed king, the flagship, the Aventador's successor with a naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12 heart that revs to the moon. The Temerario is the entry-level option, running a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 hybrid that sounds, on paper, like a concession to efficiency rather than a bid for victory. Matt Watson, the maestro of the drag strip for CarWow, stands between them. He looks at the camera, his voice carrying that distinct mix of British politeness and barely concealed mischief. The Temerario is the baby of the family, he says. So, wouldn't it be terribly embarrassing if it beat the big brother? The silence falls. The Christmas tree lights drop from red to amber. We are about to witness a dynastic crisis unfold in 9.9 seconds. To understand the magnitude of the heresy about to occur, we have to strip away the badges and look at the mathematics of insanity. The Lamborghini Revuelto is the purebred. It carries the torch of the V12, an engine configuration that is to supercars what a Stradivarius is to music. It produces 1,015 horsepower and 1,062 Newton-meters of torque. It has 3 electric motors, a carbon fiber monocoque, and a presence that warps the gravity around it. It is designed to humble hypercars. The Lamborghini Temerario is supposed to be the polite one. Officially, it brings 920 horsepower to the fight. It is lighter, yes, by about 100 kilograms, but it is turbocharged. In the religion of Lamborghini, turbocharging is often seen as cheating. It is the dark art for those who cannot afford the celestial choir of a high-revving V12. The experts at Sport Auto noted that the Temerario uses an aluminium spaceframe rather than carbon, and features a hot V twin-turbo layout that allows it to scream to 10,000 revolutions per minute. It is a technical marvel, but the narrative was set. The Revuelto is the king, the Temerario is the court jester. The starting procedure begins. Launch control engages. The V12 howls like a wounded god. The V8 whines with electric pretension. The first clue that the hierarchy is about to shatter happens in the first 3 feet of tarmac. Matt Watson drops the hammer. In the left lane, the Revuelto squats hard. Its immense torque, that earth-shattering 1,060 Newton-meters, hits the cold, dusty asphalt like a sledgehammer. For a critical millisecond, the tires scramble. They spin. The Pirellis on the Revuelto are trying to channel the power of a small power plant through 2 contact patches the size of iPads. They struggle. In the right lane, the Temerario simply vanishes. There is no drama, no smoke, no hesitation. The baby Lambo explodes off the line with the violent efficiency of a dragster. The electric motors on the front axle of the Temerario, working in concert with the instantly available torque of the turbo V8, bypass the physics of lag. As the Carip.se analysis later confirmed, the Temerario didn't win the start, it annihilated the start. The Revuelto had a bit of wheel spin, the report notes, allowing the Temerario to take the lead immediately. By the time the Revuelto finds its footing and begins to deploy its massive horsepower, the damage is done. The gap is there. It is small, measured in feet rather than miles, but it is a gap nonetheless. The 2 Lamborghinis scream past the camera, a blur of carbon fiber and fury, the V12 howling in frustration behind the relentless push of the V8. The finish line is a blur. The CarWow timers freeze. On the video replay, you see the Temerario's nose cross the line first. It is not a massacre, it is a knife fight. Both cars record a quarter-mile time of 9.9 seconds. In the world of drag racing, a tie is rare, but a win for the underdog is a legend. Matt Watson steps out of the Temerario. He isn't shouting. He looks stunned. He checks the data. The official figures from Lamborghini state the Temerario does 0 to 62 miles per hour in 2.7 seconds. The Revuelto does it in 2.5 seconds. That is the truth that was supposed to govern reality. But the real world, with its dusty airstrips and cold tires, cares little for press releases. The Temerario recorded a verified 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 2.5 seconds, matching the flagship exactly. Here is the emotional gut punch: the Revuelto is not just a car, it is a statement. It is the wallflower at the gala that everyone knows is the richest in the room. For an owner who spent nearly double the price, a difference of roughly £300,000, to see a car that shares parts with the affordable lineup sitting in your rearview mirror at a traffic light is a betrayal of the natural order. You didn't buy the Revuelto just for speed. You bought it for the way the V12 vibrates through the chassis. You bought it for the theater of the scissor doors. But in the binary arithmetic of a drag race, the stoplight duel that defines street cred, the Temerario stole the crown. Why did this happen? The truth lies not in the engine bay, but in the scales and the software. Reuven Moore, Lamborghini's chief technical officer, had hinted at this anarchy long before the race. The Temerario was engineered for a little bit more oversteer, he revealed, according to Auto Evolution. It was designed to be the scalpel to the Revuelto's broadsword. The final truth is weight. The Revuelto, for all its carbon fiber, is a heavy hitter. It carries the mass of a small moon due to its massive V12 and complex gearbox. The Temerario, built around a lighter aluminum frame, is leaner. On a perfect, heated drag strip, think Formula One level, the Revuelto's power would eventually tell the tale. But on a real road, where traction is the limiting factor, the lighter, more agile, more reactive Temerario can deploy its 920 horsepower more effectively than the Revuelto can deploy its 1015. As the French Sport Auto Analysis put it, the smaller supercar beat the very spectacular Revuelto because of a very fine tuning of its hybrid system. The Temerario's electric motor is connected directly to the crankshaft, filling in the torque gaps instantly. It is perfect traction management. The Revuelto is a cannon, the Temerario is a railgun. One relies on brute force, the other relies on surgical timing. As the video ends, the sun sets over the airfield. The Revuelto sits idling, its V12 burbling with a deep, threatening tone, still beautiful, still menacing. But the narrative has shifted. Walking toward the Temerario, you realize what Lamborghini has done. They have created a paradox. They have built an entry-level car that embarrasses the God King of the range. The Revuelto is still the better GT car, the better status symbol, and arguably the better sounding machine. But the Temerario? The Temerario is the hunter. History has seen this before. The little brother beats the big brother, the Nissan GTR beating the GTR, the Corvette Z06 nipping at Ferraris. But this is different. This is internal fratricide. Lamborghini has officially made its flagship obsolete for the Stoplight Grand Prix. The message from Santagata is clear: the future isn't just about how much power you can make, but how much of it you can keep. And right now, the baby Lambo is holding all the cards. The bull has been bitten. Long live the king? Not today. Today, we crown the usurper.